everybody. I'm very pleased to be here. I know that I'm the last speaker, but I hope to inspire you with a very interesting topic, how to build smart and sustainable city, leveraging on data. Just to start, let me frame our company. As Enel X, we are the innovative company of Enel Group. Enel Group is a global leader in the energy infrastructure and in renewables. All around us is sustainability, because we are focused on decarbonization, we are focused on electrification, we are working on enabling infrastructure and on building ecosystem in order to develop the sustainable community. So let's move to city. It's very important to underline that our city are facing challenges that are very difficult. We know that city needs to reduce their emission. They need to make a more efficient usage of resources and reduce waste as well. Citizen centricity is very important, also considering that most of population is moving to border center, so the need of infrastructure and services is higher. As well as city needs to be very realistic in their investment, because each investment for sure will impact on the climate, will impact on citizens. And the way that we have to support them is to the digital and sustainable transition, through electrification, through data. So our model to enable city to win their challenge is based on 3 steps. The first step is to inform, and this is why we launched an open data program that is focused on creating analytical and actionable insight based on the driving urban transition to a sustainable future framework of European Commission. And we'll talk later. Second step is to advise, because from the general assessment, some specific audits are needed in order to be able to do an executive project. And third step is in implementation, working on the infrastructure, working on the specific services. And basically, talking about services and infrastructure, our role is moving from ultra-broadband connectivity to energy and transportation infrastructure, including public transport, from public lighting and architectural lighting to energy efficiency in the building, to optimizing to digital platforms and to data, the delivery of services and supporting public administration in doing effective planning. And this is why, just to inspire you, I prepared a selection of our project to show you what we are doing with data and what are the final outcomes that we have delivered. The first project I would like to share with you is Circular City Index. It's a solution that is available for all 8,000 Italian municipalities at the moment, and we are evaluating to scale up on other countries. It's fully based on open data, 100%, and has the goal to support the administration in having a preliminary assessment of their readiness in terms of circular economy. This means that analyze dimensions like mobility, like environment, like waste management, like digitalization, to support the administration in the first step forward the sustainable and circular transition. Second project I would like to share with you, it's very, very complex, is the 15 Minutes City Index. The 15 Minutes City concept, I think that is very well known in the urbanism sector, is based on the fact that public administration are able to plan their infrastructure and services, enabling citizens to reach them in 15 minutes by foot or bike. And this is a huge challenge for administration, as you can imagine. to support them in detecting current situation and also identifying area of improvements, we have realized this project. First of all, we have defined 13 functions that are linked to specific public services, from housing to food, from slow mobility to fast mobility, from health to security. Then we have qualified specific KPI that are based, again, 100% on open data and are qualified against benchmark, guideline, or best practice that we have collected at a European scale. And then we have defined this index that is able to show with a score and with a level that is based on Jenks natural break, the level of readiness of our city in terms of 15 minutes. The third project is the CO2 City Index. We just released the beta. Will arrive very soon, the full version. It's based, again, on open data and open model, specifically on the ODIAC project of National Institute of Environmental Study of Japan. We collected the geotip data and we analyzed them in order to create spatial granularity to qualify what's the anthropogenic emission of CO2 for Italian municipality compared to territory extension and compared to inhabitants. And this moving from, oh, what's that? Okay, the picture is missing. Anyway, this project is already on the second step of the three-step model, and is city analytics. So we listened the previous speech regarding human mobility, and basically this project is fully based on human mobility, because it's collecting geolocation data, anonymized and aggregate, coming from different sources, in order to estimate population presence and qualify a region destination matrix within different census block or point of interest. It's qualifying geobehavior to support the municipality in identify, for example, touristic flow, and is also addressing the traffic analysis in terms of congestion status, traffic events, and so on. A very, very nice implementation of city analytics was done during the first wave of pandemic, because in just 20 days, we realized the city analytics mobility map. That is basically a solution that was available free of charge for all the Italian, Spanish, and Brazilian population. That was based on the analysis coming from connected vehicle and mobile application, focused on detecting variation of movement, aggregate variation of movements, against a baseline, against the pre-pandemic period. This was realized to support the administration in evaluating the impact of mobility restriction. And we have defined also several research agreement with public entity in order to investigate how mobility impacted the COVID expansion. And then let's move to public transport, another example of data usage. In this case, we collected the GTFS data of public transport in order to evaluate the impact of electrification. And we realized two different tools. The first one is very basic and has been deployed and available on Enel X portal in order to raise awareness regarding benefits of public transport electrification, both in terms of environmental impacts, but also in terms of economical impacts. The second tool was more detailed and is currently used by our engineering EBAS team, and it's based for sure on the in-depth evaluation, route by route, trips by trips, regarding the electrification impact of fleet. Moving from e-buses to public lighting, This is another very interesting project based on data. This was based on night satellite data, and was realized always during the first wave of pandemic to complete on time the census of lighting. So without sending people on field, but just by collecting night satellite data and applying ad hoc machine learning algorithms, we realized this project to detect the position of lighting posts, to identify what kind of technology, from LED to HPS, as well as to identify what is the level of brightness in order to detect if there are specific cities that have not enough light compared to their needs, compared to resident population. And the last project was it's a specific case of implementation. This project is named Adaptive Lighting, which means being able to dim automatically LED lamp by leveraging on data coming from traffic, weather, and luminance through computer vision software in this case. It's a very important project, not only under the technical point of view, but also in terms of benefit that can grant to the municipality. First of all, in terms of street safety, because by reacting with traffic condition, weather condition, and by increasing the LED power, it's possible to prevent some phenomena. At the same time, it's very important also in terms of energy efficiency, because when the situation is good in terms of weather, in terms of traffic, in terms of luminance, the LED react and reduce the power, always maintaining the minimum level of safety. And this is why also the World Economic Forum lists this project within the innovation paper as one of the most relevant of last 10 years in the energy sector. This was the last project. Thank you very much for your attention.